Hey guys, Mark the Golf Addict back again. Today we're going to be talking about wedges and how to lower your score. So currently I've got three different wedges I carry in the bag: a pitching wedge, a 52, and a 58. I formerly was carrying four wedges. I found that I had a big gap in the top end of my bag, decided to drop a wedge, and now the top end of my bag is really coming along, and I really haven't noticed I'm missing anything by losing one of my wedges. So what an easy way to do is have a system where you have a quarter swing, half swing, 3/4, and then obviously a full with each wedge. Take those numbers and average them out. Let's say you hit 10 balls, and we're going to thin some, we're going to fat some. If you hit a horrible shot, throw it out of the equation and don't factor it in. You want to factor in what a good strike will go, because a bladed shot over a green by 40 yards isn't going to help you figure out what a good strike goes. So eliminate those bad shots from the statistical information that you're gathering and come up with an average of what each wedge goes from those four different swings. Once you have that, put it into an Excel sheet or a Word document and paste it into something you carry around on the golf course. Like I carry around a yardage book. You can even put it in the back of your cell phone. That way you know what yardages each swing with each wedge goes. Real simple system. Some people call it the clock system. I don't like the clock system because now it's just another thing to think about, is where the hell the damn thing's on the clock at. And I'm more of a digital clock guy anyway. So I go with quarters. Some people go with body positions. So for example, hip high or shoulder high or wherever. And you want to think of the position of the hands, not the club, because we obviously feel our hands. Some people are good at feeling the club head. I'm not the greatest at that, so I can feel my hands and where they are. So I'll feel what a quarter swing is, or a half swing, or a 3/4 or full. And that's where I get my yardages off of. And with three wedges, it's a little bit different versus four, because when I had four wedges in the bag, I definitely covered more yardages with four shots with four clubs. There was a little bit of overlay in some of them. But the nice thing about that was I could hit a low shot to a back pin from 60 yards rather than a high one. So it gave me options, and that's what you need with a short game. You need to have a lot of options because you never know what the course is going to throw at you. So moving on, we're going to head outside, and I'm going to show you the technique that I love and use, and I teach to a lot of different people. And I've seen some people with horrible wedge games all of a sudden turn their game around and shoot personal best within minutes of trying this technique. Stay tuned. So unfortunately the weather didn't cooperate. It's too windy and the audio is horrible out there, but this is the simplest way and most effective way for you to hit a wedge shot, in my opinion. Now, a full wedge, which I don't like to hit, I just use my normal full swing. Nothing special about that. Anything under a full wedge though, what I like to do, narrow the stance up, the feet are inside the shoulder width, I get all my weight, probably 80% onto my lead foot. I got that left foot flared out just a little bit, the lead foot. I'll address the ball right off that lead heel. You draw a line straight back, and then I get my sternum over the lead heel. When I make my swing, say I'm going to hit a half wedge, I'm taking the club back halfway. I'm not really making a weight shift. There probably is a little bit because of momentum, and there is a bit of a shift here because the torso has turned with the club now over this way. But if I'm 70-30 at address, I'm now 65-35 at the most. There's not much weight shift here going on at all. And my goal is, if I was to put a line straight up and down from my nose down, I'm not going to come off that line much at all, if any. So take it back and keep it there and turn through. There's no need to create a lot of power here. You don't need the weight shift. So just keep your weight forward, about 70-30, maybe 80-20, whatever you feel is right. There is a subtle shift in pressure here, but not a lot. I'm keeping it all on the lead side. With this little turn, I feel that's about 50%. I'm gonna come through until I get to approximately the same, maybe a little bit more of a finish. And the whole thing is you're not trying to create power. This is not a power game with a wedge. It's about precise contact. And by having all that weight on the lead foot, you'll be successful and bring your wedge game to a whole new level. Hope that helped, guys. Stay tuned for the next one.
All right, let's take another look at this. So as I mentioned before, we got a line going straight through our sternum down to our lead ankle. Front foot is flared out, got a narrow stance. Little tilt. And we're coming in nice and shallow, which you actually want for a wedge. That way you can engage the bounce. And to the finish.